people were sending me also Destiny and Booksmarts had an argument about this, and that was kind of part of it, where that some people were interpreting Hans's position as like, oh, you have to go to like the physical public school building, which is not really his position. The position is just that there has to be some form of
Education.
mandatory schooling, regardless of whether that's homeschooling, private schooling, public school, blah 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 blah, you know,
Right.
et cetera, et
Yeah.
cetera.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that Demon Mama is against the government enforced homeschooling too.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
She's
wondering.
against the government.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, is she against the parents coercing their kids into homeschooling? I mean, she's
No, but
saying
she-
coercion
well,
is
state
the
coercion.
problem.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
against, no, but she
state
would,
coercion.
yeah, she'd be against the state saying you can homeschool your kids, but there has to be some form of schooling that they have to
Right.
engage in. Yeah,
I'm
So,
not
yeah, that-
against
I mean, yeah,
homeschooling. I think.
sure.
I mean, if you want to homeschool your kids, go for it.
Well, homeschooling is weird because my intuition would always be that homeschooling is probably worse because you're not really socializing
Yeah,
your child.
it's going to hurt your kids. I think.
But whenever you see statistics on it, usually homeschool kids do better. So
Really?
it's kind of, I think so. So
Well,
it's kind of
yeah.
interesting.
I wonder if the parents are the parents probably are. They probably socialize in other ways. Like you can put your kid in like a karate class, or there's all kinds of different ways you can socialize. your
Sure.
kid.
Well, here's what's weird. I would think it wouldn't be the same, but I mean, I don't know. There could be also selection bias because you'd say the parents that would be motivated to homeschool their kids are probably going to be more intelligent and,
Sure.
you know,
There's
more...
one really good reason. Yeah, there's one really good reason it would be better, and that's that they get individualized attention.
That's
Like
true.
it's very different
true.
being in a class of 15 to 30
Right.
people and just like having a one-on-one tutor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would think that you just miss out so much on interacting with people.
That's certainly true. Yeah.
But
I'm
look,
skeptical
the
of
stats
that
are the
metric.
stats, you know, I don't know.
I'm super skeptical of that individual attention metric. I'm super skeptical of that.
My
That's what the
intuitions,
literature has demonstrated.
yeah, my intuitions are with you, Adam. I'm skeptical of it, but I believe all literature says homeschooling is pretty good. So you know, I'm a man of science. Okay,
Yeah.
I will follow the facts.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I worked as a tutor, and the whole idea is you're trying to figure out where a kid's at and like what's going wrong. And very often there's something that you can do that's going to help them, advance at the same rate of everyone else. But it's just something it's a little bit different than whatever it is that they're doing in class. Talk to them one-on-one, you kind of like figure it out.
They use this class size metric all the time, and I don't. Doesn't seem like a good metric to me because it seems like if you could have a mediocre class with a tiny class size over the ultimate class on whatever it is by the best instructor, the funniest instructor, you basically turn the class into a movie. It seems like that, A++ class delivered to 1 million people at once would be far more efficient than this small class size metric thing. That's why I'm skeptical of it.
Well, that might be true for some subjects. Like I can very easily see that being true for like history, for example.
Yeah, sure.
Because
All
like
kinds of
largely what you're
subjects,
doing is like you're telling a story and recounting facts, and
sure.
I mean there aren't really multiple ways to deal with it, right? It's just there's this one thing.
Searching for the super class that really just taught people in mass you could mass produce, I think would be a better use of our time than trying to come up with an institution where you've got 6 kids per class. It's like then if you're focusing on small class size, you are in a problem where how do I repeat this experience over a wider number of classes?
Yeah. So like I wasn't necessarily advocating for like a policy change where we have to have smaller classes. I was just saying that there's like an obvious benefit to homeschooling and that you have your parent there just paying exclusive attention to you.
And I only bring it up because they constantly talk about it in reforming school. The class size is too damn big. We need these smaller class sizes. It's like, don't you need smarter teachers? It seems like having idiots teach your kids is probably the real source of the problem.
It depends because it depends what the problem is, because a lot of schools that are failing schools, the main issue is just that the disciplinary problems are so out of hand. And that's what a lot of like the large class size makes it impossible to deal with these disciplinary situations.
You just put like a little handcuff on the kids that has an electric shock on it, and you just set them in the seat with that. How about that?
I'm over that. There you go. Shock collars.
Yeah.
Shock collars for kids.
Cattle prods. That's what we need. Cattle prods in the classroom.
Kids would definitely behave better if the teacher could press a button that zapped them.
They'd be zapping each other. How about this? They can just, anyone can press the button that zaps them.
That's a terrible idea. It's the worst
You have
idea.
2 buttons on your desk. Zap the person next to you.
Oh my God.
Actually, the 1 button. That's all you need right there.
Also, really quick to clear something up. There's this idea that people have different learning styles. That like some people are visual learners and some people are like, want to touch stuff or whatever.
You're saying this like it's not true.
Because it isn't true. So I was going to clarify that I wasn't saying that. That this is very debunked research.
Why is that not true? Because I feel like that's 100%.
That is true. That's totally true.
I mean, I don't know. You'd have to take up with the people who did the research.
Okay.
This is a very popular idea in social science, but the literature like completely debunked.
Really? Because that totally aligns with my experience. Like, I remember in Boy Scouts, I was so bad at learning to tie knots because the instructors would be like, here's how to tie a knot. And they would just show it to you and everyone could do it. And I would just be like, I literally don't understand. And it's because my visual learning is so shitty, but my kinesthetic learning is really good. So like if someone would like hold my hands or like really walk me through it step by step, like my muscle memory, I could instantly learn how to do it. But if I'm just watching you do it, I can't do it.
So I guess there's a clarification. The research isn't necessarily saying that doesn't exist. They're saying that you can't design a curriculum that is going to target people. Like you can't like give people a test and say, oh, you're a kinesthetic
this type of learner.
And then design a curriculum that would appeal to you. That's what the research is debunked.
I see. That's because the way that I learned that I was a kinesthetic is because I had a teacher that said, when you memorize vocabulary words, do you either, and you're taking the test, do you either see the word in your mind and you remember and you see like the definition next to it? Do you hear the word in your mind and you hear the definition, or do you memorize its physical location on the page and you assign that value? And when she said that, I realized I did the last one, and that's when I said, "Oh, I'm kinesthetically focused."
That's dog shit. That's the worst one right there.
Well, it might be the worst one, but that's where I'm at. So.
I feel sorry for you, man. That's
Thank you. Well, I know, like, I'm so like, those things where you look at the picture of the messy room.
Page.
you know, where you like look at the picture of the messy room and then you flip the page and it's like, name 10 things that are different. I can't name one. I can't do any of that. It's just my brain can't focus on.
Oh yeah, I can't do that at all.
Yeah. Maybe you're kinesthetic too. You're here dismissing it, Doomer, and it's you.
I mean, I honestly wonder whether or not I have the ability to like imagine stuff in my head at all. I feel like I just almost can't do it.
No, me too.
I was
That's like my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, I was like obsessed with this girl for like years. We ended up dating and like I broke up with her. 3 months later, I couldn't remember what the fuck she looked like. I had to
that's
look at
a
a picture
blessing
of her
right there.
But I'm the same way. Like if I try to, like, I only see images in my head. They're like very blurry. It's like not clearly defined or detailed. And for a while, I assumed that was everyone. And then I learned, no, most people have very clear mental images.
Some people are like Adam. Yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like stick figures would be being generous.
You're not really remembering things. You remember things in a list and you recreate from that list. So you're basically reimagining every time.
Yeah, but you can
remember.
You can reimagine a very clear image in your head, right?
Hell yeah.
Okay,
it gets better over time.
That's what we're
I
saying.
can't do
we can't do that.
It gets better over time. Of course,
Like,
I'm an artist. I visualize stuff all the time.
Yeah,
I've written movies. Writing
can't.
movies is literally visualizing scenes and stuff.
That's the thing is I write
so
screenplays
strange.
and I can't do that.
Right. It's
That's
so weird.
terrible.
Yeah.
Start working with a director as soon as you can.
JMac for $20 says, I'm homeschooling my kids last year.
Mhm.
I'm homeschooling my kids last year.
Mhm.
There are tons of social opportunities open, including community study groups. This is obviously dependent on where you're at.
Yeah,
I think,
see, that's what I was thinking.
because I saw people in the chat, some people saying that they had homeschool experiences that were great, and some saying that they had homeschool experiences were awful. And I guess it's just entirely dependent, obviously, on your parent and how they deal with it. So yeah, sure. I guess it could be really good. The literature would definitely put it in a good light. So
yeah, I was homeschooled and had a crush on the teacher.
Ooh, that's Doomer. Why would you say that? That's terrible.
it's fine, okay? They're just
No.
step family, Adam. They're not the real family, okay?
Oh,
When step teacher gets stuck in the washing machine, Adam, it's okay.
Oh, guys, let's move on quick. My moral intuitions.